Here is another short trading setup, trading strategies video. This is an ASX listed company. It's Western Areas, ASX code WSA. And the period of time we're looking at here is in the first half of 2009. There you go, the first 6 months of 2009. And this, like so many companies, is forming a pattern that is so similar to so many other companies that have experienced large falls. Now, if I just show you here that throughout 2008, again, like so many companies who have had very, very strong falls from around $12, certainly very strong falls in the second half of last year, down to $2.50. Now, a fall from $12 to $2.50 in anybody's language is significant. And as I say, my rule of V just stands rock solid in this case. The last thing we're going to see is the price just form a V formation after such a large fall. It just simply does not happen. And I mentioned this simple concept to someone just the other night, and this was to a woman who's had very, very little experience in the market, and I was just explaining the concept of why my V formation doesn't form. And this woman mentioned the word confidence. She said, I think it would take a lot of confidence for people to buy in here, having just experienced such strong falls. And I thought that, even from a novice, summed this situation up perfectly. So the last thing we're going to see is a V form. More likely, and generally what we see is after strong falls like this, we see the consolidation, the sideways trading, and in this particular case we've moved between $2.50 and around $4. And the longer this period goes on for, the more the longer the period this sort of trading sideways goes for, the more sustained any movement back higher is going to be. And again, after all these strong falls, the longer this goes on for, the more people who purchased as the stock was falling decide to exit, and we get a changeover, like a filtering out, and we get new sort of participants into this stock. So any movement back higher is likely to be more sustained. Now, if I look at this a little bit closely, and I just put in a line there at $4, and again, I've just picked that out because it's a nice round number, and we can see throughout the consolidation zone how it's met resistance at that level, and again resistance. But once it's broken through, what happens, as often happens, once resistance is broken, it often becomes support, and it certainly occurred in this case. And what we are now seeing is simply higher peaks and higher troughs forming, just classic medium-term uptrend formation. And if I just place in my exit, let's say we simulate a trade entry in the 4th of May, and place my exit on in my medium-term trade. Let's see how we go. And you can see there again, just a good visual example of how once we enter a medium-term trade, the idea is just to get away and move our exit away and let the stock do its thing. So by having this simple strategy in place, we're able to, I've just simulated entry here at 450-ish. We're in it at 550 some 6 weeks later, and we are still in the trade. And the way this is going, the way it's looking, you wouldn't be at all surprised to see this move up to 657, 750 in the next month or so as it continues its strong medium-term uptrend. The reason why I'm looking at this, of course, is I scan for these established uptrends, and the fact that it's moved so well and it's literally doubled in price from $3 back here up to $6. The fact that it's done that, it's been brought up in my scanning because I look for established medium-term uptrends. The other thing to take note of it here, if I just move this down here, you'll notice how during the period of consolidation, the volume was at a certain level, and as we've moved towards gaining a lot of interest here and trying to break up through this key level, notice how the volume picked up. Notice that we've now broken clear and established this medium-term uptrend. What's happened to the volume is it has significantly increased. So whatever pattern or formation we saw up here, and we've seen a medium-term uptrend, whatever we've seen in the chart has just been, I guess, had weight added to it based on the fact that the volume has increased so strongly. So there's just an example. We've had strong falls. We're not going to get a V formation, but we've had strong falls followed by sideways range trading consolidation for a good 6 months. We've had a clear break higher. This is the new high for the 6-month period, and a good medium-term uptrend established. And this is the sort of trade that, over the next 3 to 6 months could work out really well for you.